Good morning. Welcome back. It's 9:37 on this Sunday morning. Oahu is currently under a hurricane warning, along with Kauai and Maui counties. 13 shelters on Oahu, which includes the Hawaii Convention Center, just opened up at 9 this morning for those in need. Join us now with much more is Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell. Good morning to you, Mayor. How are you doing?
Good morning, Christine. We just got out of our briefing with the National Weather Service, the governor, and all the mayors and many others. And I'm asking everyone to take this storm extremely seriously. I was hoping over the evening perhaps the track would shift a little bit more north. It has not. It continues to be a Category 1 hurricane, a strong Category 1 hurricane. And Oahu is going to see impacts from this hurricane. They're projecting strong tropical force winds, but a lot of rain, up to 10 inches, strong storm surge. And so people along the coasts, people along streams, and people on ridges are going to be seeing major impacts from this hurricane. And it needs to be taken extremely, extremely seriously. And I think people are, because the shelter that the city and county opened up at the convention center already has 200 people there. They were lining up early this morning. It actually opened at 9. Of course, we have 12 other shelters also, and we'll be reporting back as to how those shelters fill up. Part of our concern is this evening, we're going to start to feel the onslaught of Hurricane Douglas here on Oahu mid-afternoon to maybe the early part of the evening. And then it's going to be growing stronger until tomorrow morning. It's going to take somewhere between 16, 18 hours to completely pass Oahu. But around 8:45, we're going to see a high tide. And with that high tide, we're also going to have storm surge, and we could have our streams emptying into the ocean, but not being able to empty as quickly because of the storm surge and high tide. And we see flooding. And this could occur in places like Kailua by Kauai Nui Marsh, further in from the ocean because of the backup of water. So we're asking folks to go to our, Alex's, what site is it? OneOahu.org. And we have a map we just put up to deal with storm surge and where you could see potential flooding. And what we're concerned is because of the track of the hurricane, it's going to be the windward side that's going to feel the most impact all along, starting from Waimanalo through Kailua, all the way down into the North Shore. And the winds will be strong from the north-northwest, and then they're going to shift north-northeast, and then they're going to shift south-southwest. And as you know, all of us deal with gusty trades, and we're pretty prepared in terms of structures and trees and that kind of thing from the north-northeast types of trades. But when it shifts south-southwest, more damage can occur. So we're asking homeowners to really prepare and look at the south-southwest sides of their homes and make sure things are tied down and things are protected. And at this point, people really should be thinking about what are the last things we need to do, and then stay home, shelter in place, gather your family. If you think it's not safe, start looking to move to a neighbor, family, or friend's home, and as a last resort, go to a shelter. Couple other things we are seriously considering: sounding our siren in the not too distant future to make everyone realize how important and serious this thing is. And we're having discussions right now about asking our county workers not to come to work tomorrow because, while the brunt of the storm may lash us during the evening hours, it could be leaving during the daytime hours. And we don't want people coming to work with debris on the road and potential other hazards. And to give people a peace of mind that they should stay home and take care of their families. I think those are the main things that I wanted to share with you, but if there's other questions you have, I'd be more than happy to answer them, Christine.
Mayor, I know that the city and county has been preparing for this all week long. Any last-minute final preparations being done today?
Well, we continue to go around and open up stream mouths to try to take debris away from bridges and that kind of thing, but it's going to become more and more difficult as the onslaught of the storm sets in. And then all of our folks will be hunkering down and ready to respond to any emergency situations. And just like us, we're asking your viewers, do your last-minute preparations now. Out on the roads, stay home, And as I said before, I think we're going to continue to see an increase in COVID-19 cases, maybe not as many, but a high level. So stay home, give the virus a break, protect yourselves from Hurricane Douglas and the virus, and ride this thing out, all of us together, one Oahu strong.
Now, you did mention that you will be deciding a little bit later with emergency officials what time to sound the siren. Can you give us an estimate as to maybe what time, and also residents, what they need to know, and maybe a lot of residents who are first-time residents going through this, what that siren actually means?
So we're looking to do it. I would prefer to do it as soon as possible so people realize the seriousness and take action, last-minute action, and then hunker down. With the siren, of course, is a text alert that you all put up on your station, and of course it goes out to phones, and it has a lot of specific information on what to do and what not to do. And so that's going to help folks that are first-time residents, the old-timers, the Kama'aina, the Kekeoka'aina, have been through this before. And the siren sounds somewhat like a tsunami siren. It's a different wail, but it's of the same caliber. And, somewhat, I have to say, when I've heard it, even as mayor, it does bring a shudder through me that, hey, this is serious, guys. Let's get ready. It's not a tsunami coming. It's a hurricane, and we're all going to be impacted on Oahu. And if we take action, we're going to protect ourselves and our property, and now is the time to do it. And that's the important part of sounding the siren.
I know that you have been talking about shelters the last couple of days for residents who might need to seek shelter. What do you want to tell them in terms of where they can be located, and also what they need to bring, and also staffing? Because a lot of people have concerns during this pandemic about going someplace and being in a room with other people.
Yeah, very good question, Christine. And this is the double whammy. We talk about a hurricane and COVID-19, and with a spiking number of cases here on Oahu. So number one, there are 13 shelters. If you go to oneoahu.org, you'll see where those shelters are. The largest one is at the Convention Center on the edge of Waikiki. The others are scattered around the island, Central Oahu, Leeward, and other places. And when you go to these shelters, something that's never been seen before for most people who've gone to shelters is your temperature will be taken. They will ask you COVID-19 questions. Of course, they will be concerned about someone who tested positive, although we've been assured by Department of Health, they've talked to all of those folks. They plan to shelter in place. Others could show up that were subject to quarantine because they came into contact with someone. We've been assured by Department of Health those folks intend to stay and shelter in place. And then there's about 12,000 folks on Oahu, some visitors, mainly residents, who are quarantined because of travel. And those folks, we have not called all 12,000 of those, but they will be asked questions upon entering a shelter, whether they're subject to quarantine, and they will be given a space far away from everyone else. Of course, you won't be admitted if you're not wearing a face covering. We will have face coverings there to provide if you don't bring one, but we're really asking everyone to bring a COVID-19 case kit, and that means enough face coverings for 14 days. I would say if you have a cloth mask, at least 4 of them so you can wash them and dry them. If you have, paper masks, then bring a whole bunch of those. Bring hand sanitizer, Clorox wipes, those kinds of things, and then bring 14 days of food, batteries, and other supplies, because you're going to have to count on yourself. These shelters are not providing food for everybody. It's just providing a place to shelter. And we're asking people to listen to the leaders in these shelters and to be respectful of each other. And most importantly, to practice strong physical distancing. Do not get close to each other unless you're a family unit. Stay at least 6 feet apart. When you have to use the lua, make sure you're doing it while others are not in there. Take turn. But we don't want to see a spike in cases after this Douglas passes, because people are not practicing good physical distancing, both in shelters and at home. If you have to move with family, neighbors, and friends, you got to be cognizant and protect each other from the spread of this virus. So wear your mask at home too, if you're folks who are not part of your family unit. Please do that.
Now, Mayor, I know that you just got out of a briefing with the other county mayors and emergency officials just literally before you joined us here live on KHON2 News. What were some of the sentiments and concerns shared with the others?
Well, I think everyone is taking this extremely seriously. All the mayors are, the governor is, National Guard. They recognize that for the first time in a long time, we have a hurricane very close to all the major Hawaiian islands. Usually it strikes one island. Unfortunately, it's been the island of Hawaii or Kauai Island, and we've been spared. And now we are not going to escape the consequences of a hurricane traveling very close just north of Oahu, the population center for the state of Hawaii with almost 1 million people. And so everyone is extremely concerned, including Mayor Kim of Hawaii County. A strong civil defense leader expressed his concern for his fellow counties. And we appreciate that. And we're now asking everybody to take this Hurricane Douglas extremely serious and hunker down and do your last minute preparations before the onslaught, which will begin in the early to mid afternoon today, Sunday.
Now, for viewers who might just be joining us right now, can you repeat what you said about those who might be city and county workers, those who work at the offices and department? They might be wondering, what will be opened tomorrow, and do I have to go to work? What do you want to tell them?
So we're asking all city and county workers, about 10,000 of them, to stay tuned to your station. As we make announcements, we're meeting right now to decide whether we close all city and county offices tomorrow. My recommendation is that we do it, but we want to make sure we get input from everyone else. And so please stay tuned. We do not want to have you coming to work tomorrow if it's dangerous, and we want to address that situation today to give you more peace of mind. Of course, most city and county services are closed today. The bus is going to stop operating. The handy van is going to stop operating at noon today. Transfer stations are closed. We are getting complaints, people showing up and wanting to put their Opala in the transfer station. Now is not the time to do that. Now is the time to hunker down and stay safe. And we'll be making other announcements in the coming hours about, tomorrow, if we do close, there could be certain things we'll try to get up and running more quickly than others. Of course, bus and handy van could be one of them, but we won't do that until it's safe.
Mayor, I know you're extremely busy, but just one final message for residents out there, our viewers, while Hurricane Douglas is right at our doorsteps during a pandemic. What would you like to tell them?
We get through this only by being strong together. And now's the time to be strong together. First you look at yourself and protect yourself and your family, your friends and neighbors. And then you reach out from there. And the best thing you can do now is taking action to protect you and your family, and to stay home, and to wear face coverings and practice good physical distancing. While all of this is going on, a virus is spreading throughout the island of Oahu, and we've allowed that to occur. And now it's time to take action to shut it down. And the best way to do that is by all of us staying and sheltering in place if possible. And only seek a city and county shelter if you feel it's dangerous for where you are. And we want everyone to continue to stay tuned to get the most up-to-date information that we'll continue to bring to you. And let's weather this thing and come out on the other side to a better place for the island of Oahu.
All right, thank you so much, Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell, for joining us live this morning. Please stay safe out there, Mayor.
Thank you. Same back to you, Christine, and thank you for your coverage.
Thank you.